Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I am explaining why I shift so low. So some of you may not know, I was on Jay Leno's garage about a year ago. Got to hang out with Jay, tour of his facility, got an amazing car and motorcycle collection. Probably got more bikes than cars, amazingly. So on his show, a lot of people commented, hey, why'd you tell Jay to shift so low? I told him 65, K, and everyone started like, oh, don't want to hurt your motor, don't want to this. The reason why I told him so low was I had my car dynoed. I know what it made power at. It did not carry power to 7,000 RPMs or 8,000 RPMs or 9,000 RPMs like some of you people think. There's reasons behind that. Gearing, tire size, stuff like that. So I have a Series 5 motor. It's a 4-port motor, which means it has 4 intake ports. The GLSs of the era of Series 5, Series 4 are 6-port motors. They have 6 ports, 2 extra ports that open up via RPM vacuum, and their intake track is different, and they rev higher. They have higher compression. Even though I'm turbo, I know compression goes up, yada yada. But they're 9 plus, compression. So that's why they can rev 8,000 RPM. My car, Redline says 7. Dyno, like I said, with the gearing and tires I'm running, it made power at 61. So I told Jay, hey, wind it out to 6.5. So I'll show you what a 4-port looks like. So here's my 4 ports. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, like I said, the GLSs, they have a 6-port. I believe it's up here, or it might be lower. Either way, they have a much bigger port, and that's why I rev lower. Now, some of you are saying, hey, the Series 6 motors rev high like the NAs. Well, they have bigger runners, period. I mean, like, these are teensy. A Series 6, I swear to God, it's up to here. Their primaries look like this. So, intake track makes a big difference in where your power band's going to be. Yeah, I could street port this, even bridge port it, and yeah, my power band will move up to 7,000, 8,000, maybe even higher. But then I have to do even more machining to the rotors for clearancing and build it loose. To the point where I have a hard time starting when it's cold. Just like building a B series or K series, forge rods, everything. You gotta build the motor loose. I mean, you could hear the piston slapping the walls, how loose that's built. A rotary, man, you better have a good battery because you need to spin the piss out of it to build enough compression to go if you're running solid seals, solid corner seals, like I said, one piece apex seals. My motor, Series 5, factory, factory throttle body, and lately I did some mods. I'll post videos of it. I did the secondary butterfly delete and open up the exhaust a little bit more. So when I get it re-dynoed, we'll see if the power band moved up. But that is why I shift at 61, because in 4th gear, the dyno pool said, hey, that's it. It's our nosediving. So that is why I shift at 6.5 or less. Pretty much 61 to 6.5, depending if I see the shift light on time or not. So for all you guys who think, hey, rotaries are supposed to spin like 10,000 plus RPMs, well, if they're built the right way, they can. If the porting's good there, the intake track's there, same thing with a Honda or a Chevy, if the ports are big enough, got big enough valves, big enough cam, more air, more fuel, bigger boom, more horsepower, but how fast can you get the air in, how fast you get the air out, equals, RPM, you don't have to spin, 9,000 RPMs to make horsepower, seen plenty of V8s, V6s, with blowers on them, making low end power. and don't have to wind out to, 7-8 grand. It's nice to hear it, sounds awesome, but that's life. So I have a Series 5 4-port motor, that's non-ported, and the dyno number said, hey, there's no reason to wind it out to 7 grand, 8 grand. So not all 13Bs are the same. Like I said, the NAs, they're 6 ports, or most of them were 6 ports. The Series 6, once again, have bigger intake ports. And then the RX-8, once again, those ports look wacky as all hell, and they're way bigger than these. So that's why, 9,000 RPM, multi intake track, plastic intake to top it off on the RX-8s. But, makes 230 flywheel, unfortunately, EPA rules, not enough oil. And that's why those motors suck, because they just, chip themselves to death because there's not enough oil. But back to the post, that is why I shift where I shift. Dyno numbers, beat, dyno butt numbers. Put on dyno, see where it is, Technically, I could probably wind my motor out to 8,000 RPM. I might, get some eccentric shaft wobble or flexing, and, the rotor might kiss the housing. Bend the tip, pinch the apex seal, and then I lose compression. Then the motor's toast. But thank you for subscribing. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend. If you like what you see, leave a comment. If you got any ideas other than burning my car to the ground or changing the paint color, let me know. Take care.